In the ever-turbulent world of 90 Day Fiancé, reality television drama doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. In fact, for some cast members, the real drama begins once the spotlight fades. The latest twist to rattle the fandom involves none other than Varia Molina, a familiar face from the franchise whose latest legal entanglement has fans both stunned and divided. A surprising plea deal has emerged in her ongoing criminal case, revealing disturbing arrest details that bear an uncanny resemblance to the criminal past of her partner, fellow franchise alum Jeffrey Paschal. And while the reduction in charges may spare her from the harshest possible punishment, the fallout from this scandal could stretch far beyond the courtroom, threatening her public image, her relationship, and possibly even her immigration status. The arrest that shook fans. According to Sarcasm's explosive Instagram post, Varia was arrested last month in Tennessee for felony theft after she was allegedly caught on surveillance video stealing more than $2,300 in merchandise from several Lowe's stores. The footage, investigators claim, clearly shows her walking out with the unpaid items, a brazen act that shocked even longtime 90 Day Fiancé viewers accustomed to scandal. Her alleged method was straightforward, but bold: select the merchandise, bypass the checkout, and leave without paying. Multiple incidents were reported across different Lowe's locations, suggesting a pattern rather than a one-time lapse in judgment. To make matters worse, the charges initially filed against Varia included both felony theft and aggravated burglary, serious accusations in Tennessee law. If convicted on those counts, she could have faced years in prison and significant fines. A troubling déjà vu. The story became even more jaw-dropping when fans realized just how closely Varia's alleged crime mirrored Jeffrey Paschal's own criminal history. Back in 2013, Jeffrey, who first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days alongside Varia, was arrested for stealing nearly $600 worth of lighting fixtures from a Home Depot. His method, strikingly similar to the allegations against Varia. In Jeffrey's case, he and an accomplice loaded the stolen items onto a cart, wheeled them straight out of the store without paying, and drove away. The accomplice wasn't just a casual friend, it was his wife at the time, making the incident a literal family affair. The parallels are eerie. Both cases involve theft from major home improvement chains, both involve a romantic partner in some capacity, and both reflect a willingness to commit the crime in broad daylight despite the high risk of getting caught. For fans, this isn't just coincidence, it's a red flag that raises serious questions about the couple's dynamic and decision-making. The legal escape hatch. Despite the severity of the charges, Varia's legal team managed to negotiate a plea deal that significantly reduced her exposure to harsh sentencing. Instead of facing trial for felony theft and aggravated burglary, she agreed to plead down to aggravated criminal trespassing, a lesser offense that still carries penalties but spares her the felony record associated with theft. The benefits for Varia are obvious. No lengthy trial that could drag her name through the media for months. Reduced sentencing risk, avoiding the possibility of extended jail time. A chance to move forward, albeit with a criminal record that could still carry long-term consequences. This kind of plea bargain is common when the evidence is strong, but the defendant is willing to accept responsibility for a related but less severe charge. It also spares the prosecution from the uncertainty of trial and the expense of extended litigation. The immigration question. While the deal may have kept Varia out of prison, it doesn't mean she's in the clear. Any criminal conviction can complicate the life of a non-US citizen, especially one who has been in the public eye. Aggravated criminal trespassing, while less severe than felony theft, still involves an element of unlawful behavior that could attract immigration scrutiny. Authorities reviewing her file could see the conviction as a sign of bad moral character, which in turn can affect visa renewals, green card applications, or naturalization eligibility. Immigration law is notoriously complex, and each case is evaluated individually. Still, attorneys often warn that any conviction, even a misdemeanor, can have far-reaching consequences, especially when it comes to crimes involving theft or dishonesty. For Varia, this means her legal trouble may not be fully over, even if the criminal court has closed her case. The looming question of whether she can remain in the United States without disruption may hang over her for years to come. Fan reactions, sympathy versus condemnation. As soon as news of the plea deal broke, 90 Day Fiancé fan forums and social media pages lit up with heated debates. Some fans expressed disappointment but not surprise, citing her relationship with Jeffree as a possible influence. They argue that being around someone with a history of theft and violence might have normalized certain behaviors for her. Others suggested that financial pressures or bad judgment in a moment of desperation could explain her actions. Other fans were far less forgiving, accusing her of hypocrisy and poor moral character. They pointed out that Veria often portrayed herself as a composed, morally upright figure on the show, especially in contrast to Jeffree's legal troubles, yet now finds herself embroiled in her own scandal. The Jeffree factor. It's impossible to discuss Veria's case without acknowledging the shadow of Jeffree Paschal, whose criminal past is both well documented and deeply controversial. Jeffree is currently serving time for aggravated kidnapping and assault, charges stemming from a violent domestic incident involving a former fiancé. His criminal record also includes prior theft and drug-related arrests. Despite this, Veria stood by him publicly, even defending him against critics and remaining in contact while he serves his sentence. For critics, this loyalty is a sign that she may have willingly aligned herself with a lifestyle that courts legal trouble. For supporters, it's evidence of personal commitment, though one that has now seemingly backfired. A pattern or a coincidence? The uncanny similarities between Veria's alleged Lowe's theft and Jeffree's Home Depot heist leave room for uncomfortable speculation. Is this a case of unfortunate coincidence, or does it point to a shared mindset toward property, risk, and law enforcement? Behavioral experts often note that individuals in close romantic relationships can influence each other's attitudes and decision-making, sometimes adopting each other's risk-taking behaviors over time. In Veria's case, the proximity to Jeffree's criminal history, and now her own, could be more than just bad luck. The impact on her career. Like many 90 Day Fiancé stars, Veria has used her reality TV fame to build an online presence, including social media brand partnerships, influencer deals, and public appearances. But a criminal conviction, even for a lesser charge, can have serious consequences in this arena. Brands tend to avoid working with public figures whose reputations have been tainted by legal scandals, especially when the offense involves dishonesty or theft. Additionally, fans who once saw her as a sympathetic figure standing by her man may now view her as part of a pattern of wrongdoing, eroding her public goodwill. A public redemption arc. If Veria hopes to rebuild her image, she may need to embark on a deliberate redemption campaign. Past 90 Day Fiancé stars have successfully rehabilitated their reputations through public apologies, charity work, or even turning their scandals into cautionary tales. Given the current climate, silence may not be the best strategy. Fans tend to respond better when reality stars acknowledge wrongdoing, show genuine remorse, and take visible steps toward positive change. Whether Veria will choose this route remains to be seen. So far, she has made no public statement about the plea deal, likely on the advice of her legal counsel. The bigger picture, a franchise of scandals. Veria's case is far from isolated. The 90 Day Fiancé franchise has seen a growing list of cast members face legal troubles in recent years, with charges ranging from fraud and assault to DUIs and theft. In 2025 alone, Eric Rosenbrick was arrested for alleged domestic battery. Leader Margaretha faced multiple charges, including alleged disorderly conduct with a weapon. Jeffree Paschal remains behind bars for aggravated kidnapping and assault. These incidents fuel the perception that reality TV fame can be a double-edged sword, amplifying personal drama and exposing cast members' flaws to millions. What happens next? For now, Veria's immediate legal troubles appear to be resolved with the plea deal. She will still have to comply with any sentencing terms for aggravated criminal trespassing, which may include probation, community service, fines, or mandatory counseling. The bigger challenges may come later. Immigration authorities could review her case in detail. Career opportunities may dry up due to the tarnished public image. Fan perception could remain divided, with some never forgiving her actions. And hovering over it all is the question of whether her relationship with Jeffree, a man still serving time for serious violent offenses, will survive the scrutiny and pressure this new scandal has brought. Final thoughts. Veria Molina's journey from reality TV romance to Tennessee courtroom drama is a cautionary tale about the risks of public life, the influence of relationships, and the lasting consequences of even a single bad decision. While the plea deal may have spared her the harshest legal penalties, it hasn't erased the damage to her reputation, nor the parallels to her partner's criminal past that fans can't stop talking about. In the unpredictable universe of 90 Day Fiancé, some cast members find happily ever after. Others, like Veria, discover that the most dramatic plot twists happen when the cameras are nowhere in sight.